You spent a lot of time in the Bronx, right?
Yeah, yeah. I spend most of my free time up in the Bronx doing volunteer work.
Right. It's like a second home.
I've seen it on a map once. I've driven through it.
Yeah. There's allegedly a borough up there.
Yes.
I went there for a Yankees game once, and then I left.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Yeah.
I don't even consider Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. It's like how the Vatican is its own place in Italy. Like Yankee Stadium is like an embassy.
Uh-huh.
It's like an embassy of America in a horrible place.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel the same way. And you don't even get to fuck 12-year-olds or anything, like in Vatican City. I think they finally raised the age of consent in Vatican City.
Did they?
I think they're
working. They're doing their job. They're trying.
But that's just going by the book, right? Well, this guy sent his son to call the police, continue walking the dog. It seems like a pretty casual response to finding body parts on the street. He's got a lot of confidence in his 12-year-old that he won't be, killed by someone in a gray Charger who doesn't want anybody to know about those body parts.
I was suspicious right from the start because what would books be doing in the Bronx? That's what threw me immediately. I'm like, that can't be books. You couldn't have thought they were books.
Is that like when you go, ooh, books?
And how are body parts mistaken for books?
I have no idea.
I don't get it.
Yeah, like, that's some small, lumpy, gotta be books. It's two hands and a shoulder, too. I mean, that's there's nothing book-like about that shape.
And a shoulder. Like, is it the hand arm up to the shoulder or two hands and just a shoulder? When you're disassembling a body for disposal, why would you cut a shoulder off?
Right, go.
It doesn't make sense.
Shoulder here.
Right. It doesn't make sense.
Why would you say hands and a shoulder if it wasn't that, though?
You'd either cut it before the shoulder and leave the shoulder part of the torso, or cut it and leave it part of the arm.
Yeah.
You wouldn't cut and then cut again for just, I want a shoulder.
I want to put this part of the arm here.
Yeah.
But hands, the hands, maybe it was one of those things where, like, the hands, I guess, have the fingerprints. Maybe they didn't want to be able to identify them.
Yeah, that's true.
But then you don't leave them on the street like that,
No, those are the things you dispose of. It's like pulling the pin on a grenade and throwing the pin. You want to get rid of the parts that are important.
Yes. Well, and then they continue their walk, after they find these body parts. The guy in the dog, dog's still got to go. How can you shit at a time like this? How can you shit at a time like this? And then they walk up Eagle Avenue about 2 blocks away. They came upon a suitcase. Dog sits down next to it. Man opens the suitcase, because, hey, maybe this is books. He finds a woman's torso.
Wow.
Wearing a bra. I'm sure he thought, why would someone throw this out?
Yeah.
I think when you find some shit on the street, do I have any place to put this?
Did he try to match the pieces? I'd have done that.
I bet you. I don't know. I bet you there's a connection.
Yeah, it's like concentration. You're like, wait a minute. You remember the game show Concentration? It's like, I came upon some body parts earlier. Maybe it has something to do with these body parts.
Right, yeah, you turn up another square and it's it's a different lady. I wonder how many body parts there are, but in the Bronx of other people.
Oh yeah.
They don't find that some guy with his dog don't happen to come across. Yeah, you find something. You ever use something you find in the street?
When I was single, broke, working for a living guy, I would find, like, people would put out TV sets as garbage.
Yeah, because they just got a flat screen.
Yeah.
Well, you might have been rich since the flat screen.
No, I mean well before flat screens. This was just someone's broken TV.
Yes.
And I would fix it. I would try to fix the TV.
Yeah.
If it was an easy problem, I'd plug it in. If it didn't work at all, it was a problem. If it was staticky, I knew I could probably get it working a little bit. So I would do that. A couch, maybe.
A couch, yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty bad. I was broke.
Couch is like, if you find one in the street and it's an upgrade, then yeah, you need that fucking couch.
Yeah.
I mean,
It was a bad time. I call it the bad time.
yeah, that's why like someone put a like what the first however many years of your life.
Oh,
bad
geez.
time.
It was like the first 30 years.
Yeah, yeah.
Bad time.
The couch at home is like where the fucking it's one cushion was completely burnt or something like that, and you're like, okay, this would be a better couch.
Yeah. And it was because we had duct tape. I had roommates and stuff, and we used to have duct tape on the armrest of the couch because everything was flying out of it, the stuffing, because it was all ripped.
Yeah.
And every so often, when company was coming over, I remember I would change the duct tape. And just to fancy the place up a bit, I was like, I better put some new duct tape, some shiny silver duct tape on there. And it looked a lot better.
That's great.
It was actually a thing I did. I wanted to impress the guests.
Yeah, like the way you gotta do the dishes real quick or
Right,
something.
right.
You
Do the
also
dishes.
change the duct
Without
tape.
the company centerpiece or the nice crystal glasses.
Yes.
I would change the duct tape.
That is an upgrade because
Yeah.
I mean, I assume your arm gets on there and there's some oils.
Yeah,
and
it would be sticky and yeah,
make it nice for the
you
people.
had to. For the people. They're my guests.
And I think that what I did once is an ironing board. I found an ironing board, which is like, you need an ironing board, I guess, if you're ever gonna iron.
And it's a safe thing. It's not like people use them for bodily functions or
Yeah.
it's an ironing board.
It's not like finding a toilet brush and going, you know what?
Right, I could use
fine.
this.
There's so many people do that in New York City. There's stuff because you don't want to move it. Nobody's going to buy it, and where are you going to put it? If you get a new anything, we almost have to throw things away if we buy groceries. Wife and I.
That's tight.
Yeah, it is a tight place.
It's tight.
Yeah, so you always have to think: do I have any place to put this? Is it really better than the dismembered lady's torso I already have? Is it an upgrade? Well, a little further down Eagle Avenue, responding police found a plastic bag containing a leg and a foot. And on a nearby street, they found a black suitcase with a leg and the woman's head. So it must have depended on the size of the suitcase. They were
That a head in a suitcase. I still think of suitcases like those old school Samsonite or something.
Yes.
Hard to get a head in there, but yeah.
You're right, because a suitcase is different from like a modern travel
Like
bag.
luggage. Yeah, now it's just luggage and it's a big square thing and you roll it. Like I always think suitcase is one of those, and
Man, a suitcase.
trying to get a head in that thing.
Yeah, and there was the old kind that would be the kind you slap stickers on and shit like that. as
Oh
you
yeah,
go on the
where
road.
you been? Your travels.
and then
Yes.
and then you have the kind that were like after that it was like a hard plastic, with just a handle.
Yeah.
And that's what we had when we were growing up. We had these, and I traveled with that. I mean, a while.
Did it have wheels of any kind?
No.
Yeah, there weren't even wheels on a suitcase. When you carried a suitcase, you carried a suitcase. All your shit, it was so heavy, but you had to just carry it. Then they decided to put wheels on it, but they fucked up completely. They put two wheels this close together on the long side. The genius that said, why can't we just put the luggage on its side, put the wheels there, and roll it that way? That guy should get every medal and award given in the world.
Must be a rich man right now, I guess. But
Yeah.
he might be the guy who invented the mouse and he got 10 grand.
10 grand for, yeah, you probably got nothing. Because the little thin suitcase with the wheels on it, they tip over constantly. They were falling over. Bad wheelbase.
Yeah.
Just tip it, put wheels on there. Brilliant.
Yeah, whoever they had working on that was like somebody who didn't know anything about like balance or anything.
No, nothing. This is fine.
But those suitcases, man, they hung around, It's like, and the bag
while.
itself was even kind of heavy, and they always kind of have like a weird smell inside,
Yes.
while.
Various compartments.
Yeah.
It was always old people would just constantly be using those on trips. You still, though, every so often, boom, you see one come down the carousel. You're like, what is this? Is some fossil standing at the other end trying to get
I
it?
think I know whose bag that is.
Yeah.
No need to put a tag on that. Yeah, they identified the woman after finding the head, and her name's Tanya Bird. By the way, they never found any books. Still no
Shame.
books. Investigators went to her apartment. They said it smelled strongly of bleach and was littered with latex gloves Also, an empty box for a power saw.
There she is.
There's lovely Tanya Bird.
Right.
Isn't she attractive?
Yeah, she looks like a 2-suitcase, 2-bag kind of body.
I can see why the shoulder went separate now.
Yes.
That's a load into itself.
Wow.
She's got a chain on her tank top there. That's not. I've never seen that before.
Good. And then she went into the hairdresser and said, "The demolition man, please."
And when it grows out, it'll be the Harpo marks. So what they did is they started investigating at that point, saying, you know what, I think we might be onto something. This seems to be some evidence. And they identified 2 suspects from surveillance video from the apartment building. Now, they started in the lobby. It showed a guy leaving the elevator with numerous bags. It's like, okay.
Good clue right there.
Let's check him out. And then a video from outside the building shows 2 men wheeling away a shopping cart, which is I can't think of a better thing to wheel around a chopped up body in.
A shopping cart. Good.
So they identified the first man was Bird's 23-year-old schizophrenic son, Bahsid Mclean.
Ooh.
And the other guy was McLean's friend, William Harris. Not surprisingly, when the cops talked to them, they gave conflicting accounts of what had led them to all this.
I thought the head was in a bag. I thought it was in the suitcase.
Where did you put the head?
Conflicting accounts.
Well, McLean and Harris both said the other one had done the killing.
Yeah.
Their stories didn't match, but they were consistent on the fact that they went together to the hardware store to buy the latex gloves and the power saw, which was used to saw off the woman's limbs and head. And both were charged with, at that time, with unlawful dissection of a human body.
Well, they have not proven murder yet, I gather, right?
Right. We just found this and thought we gotta get rid of it.
Right there. What are you going to do?
That's and I've never heard that crime before. Unlawful dissection of a human body.
Dissection of a human. It's unlawful to even do that.
Yeah, I mean a period, right? Unless you're you got a cadaver and you're.
I would gather in medical school and stuff, but that doesn't seem like some. I mean, who would do it? Honestly, you realize if you're chopping a body up, but.
Yeah,
Why is it illegal?
It wasn't a scientific thing they were doing.
Like,
let's try and identify the different body parts by chopping her up.
There should be certain things that are just terrible to do, but not illegal in that sense. And I think that falls into it. If you didn't kill the person and you just found them and then you decide to chop them up, why is it a crime?
If that's the most they can prove.
Right.
And
And who really cares?
Maybe a ticket, maybe.
Okay, a ticket, a little violation. Yeah.
I mean, it's at least as bad as, smoking a joint on the street.
Yeah.
Or jumping the fare.
Not seatbelt or something like that.
The woman's son now, Bahsid Mclean, would be charged with the murder, and I can't find a source on exactly how they came to the conclusion of it. They don't relate, well, we knew, but but when they looked at the pictures on his phone, they did discover he had taken a few pictures of his dead mother that he'd posed in various ways.
Oh.
Including holding up the head and taking a selfie.
Wow.
We have, yeah.
Okay, so wait.
It's our projection of what it might have actually looked like.
What it might have looked
because
like.
they cover it up there, and...
Oh, wait, that's the... Wait a minute, who's that?
That's the son.
That's the son?
Yes.
The son looks just like the mother.
I mean, you're right about it. I didn't even notice, but there's...
Wow.
The mother looks a little bit more Michael Strahan-esque.
Oh, right, with the
It's
gap.
the gap, yeah.
Yeah,
We don't
the
know,
gap.
Bashir's, Bahsid is not smiling in the same way that she is.
So I'm being led to believe that semicircle is covering the head.
Yes, yeah.
That was actually, wow, that's some sick shit right there. Wow.
It sure is. I mean, he was really... reveling in it, that's. I mean, you pose with a selfie for a selfie with someone, famous maybe.
Yeah.
Or after you've a friend, family, things like that. Usually alive, usually not just the head.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was excited about it, and see, here's the thing about, and I guess that's what they figured. That's why they figured it was him.
Sure.
It's because
Good sign.
if the other guy did it. If the other guy scored the touchdown, why would he be spiking the ball?
I would love to, not that I'm morbid or anything, but I would love to see that actual picture not blanked out because it looks like how is he holding her by the hair? Like, because it was such short little like hair.
Yeah.
Usually when you hold a head up, you're grabbing a big tuft of hair.
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
That
You're
would
right.
just be, oh, let me, oh.
Because you presented in yeah, you did. I mean, like you'd have to use like I don't know some sort of an instrument, I guess. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like some tongs,
Well,
maybe.
maybe he
or
was
something.
holding it up like in that, oh,
in the
kinda-
puppet way, kind of like
yeah,
a hand.
yeah, puppet. Something, I always loved you. Something like that.
Maybe he's holding it by the jaw, and it's just like extra gruesome because he's just kind of like
Oh, wow.
holding it in this like unnatural way.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to be, and I don't know what the other poses were. I mean, he references, there's an interview with him, and it's actually pretty chilling to hear him describe how he cut up the body, and it's, you know, it's so chilling, it's boring, actually.
It's so chilling, it's boring.
Because he has no like kind of, you know, he's just like, yeah, you know, if I didn't kill her, someone was going to. If he didn't kill her, someone was going to. You know, it's weird.
Jeez.
He has this really kind of blasé attitude about it. Like he describes how you know this is when he first is still claiming his friend did it. And
Yeah.
he says like I came home. I went to the ATM. I came home, and when I got back, he said, "Hey, I killed her. You know, I killed your mother." And he's like, I said, "What? What'd you kill her for? What'd she do?"
That doesn't seem like you're very concerned.
No.
If you just go, you what?
Yeah. So okay, I'll help you chop up the body. You know, just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that. Just
yeah.
accepts it immediately. Which damn, you know. I mean, a little bad news.
Yeah, yeah.
He says also. You know, I mean, like, that's the thing. Obviously, he didn't just, like, fuck around and take some pictures after his friend had killed her. But it's shocking to me that he tried to put the murder on his friend.
Yeah, yeah.
After he helped him dismember, clean up, pack up, and dispose of his mother's body. In my book, that's a mensch.
That really is like you gotta give him a pass on that whole thing.
Yeah.
And take the fall.
Yeah, don't fucking try to put it on
And
him.
the blame.
Besides, why would he want to kill his friend's mother, you know?
Yeah.
He told police what he said is that Harris, his friend William Harris, is what McLean told police, killed Bird because she was critical of him for selling marijuana. So, I mean, I thought I took criticism badly.
Yeah, that's really bad.
Like,
That's yeah. I wonder if after, because it's schizophrenic, I guess.
yes.
After the meds come on, you start thinking like, oh man, what did I do? Because I've heard people that go off on these schizo tears and kill people.
Yeah.
They get on the right meds and they're normal again.
Yeah.
Now, if you're all of a sudden normal, it's like, oh, by the way, here's what you did. You'd have to lose your mind again.
Yeah.
Like you would lose your mind again.
Yeah, at that point, you just go into hysterics. And,
Yeah, yeah.
boy, this is really...
What? My mother's dead. Oh, how could things possibly get worse? Well, let me tell you.
You might want to brace yourself.
Yeah. First, let's thumb through a few photos you might want to see.
We have a lot of evidence here. And here's the other part. You're never going to see the light of day. I'm sure, you know. But,
Yes.
and look, just to review, McLean killed his mother, got his friend to help him dispose of the body, and then claimed the friend did the murder, and then told the cops he was a drug dealer.
Oh,
Which, like, is
why do that?
like even like that's what I say. He's like critical of him for selling marijuana. By the way, he's
Yeah.
he's selling a little weed.
Maybe trying for a plea bargain. Like, since you're a drug dealer, we'll get rid of the murder and chopping up your mom and everything and the friend and all that. Just cop to selling a few joints.
Yeah, exactly.
What'd you do?
Maybe McLean thought, well, that's what this will do. It'll take their mind off this whole murder thing.
Right.
He's got weed.
They're going to be looking for a weed salesman.
Actually, when they talked to him, he said, and critical for selling marijuana was what I had read in one account. Another, and I'm sure that he's schizophrenic. I mean, you can't hold him to a story, so he probably just kind of fucking says whatever at any time. But he said that the guy that she was going to call the police on him because he had coke and a gun.
Oh, shit.
So that's what he said. And so now I guess they figure, well, this guy's got coke and a gun. But he was only arrested for a little marijuana. It gets confusing because so many accounts they come in with a lot of different information, and it's I don't like to make a lot of judgments about the people involved in these stories because
Sure.
you know, I mean,
Who are you to judge?
who am I to judge? You know, I mean, it's the news, and that's another layer of remove.
There, but for the grace of
Yes.
God, go I.
So, but I'm still gonna say this. I don't think this guy's a very good friend.
Yeah, I think you could get that from the story.
An even worse son. I mean, relationship.
That is a bad son right there.